Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's pre-game preview of the Sunderland game tomorrow here at Anything Liverpool. If you are new to us, please give us a like, subscribe, and follow. And today I am joined with Hassan, Hussein, and Dek. And how are you guys doing all tonight?
Perfect. Nervous
Very
for
nice
tomorrow.
afternoon. Great.
Yeah, yeah. I was supposed to say I'm not nervous, but yeah, you know me, so that's not going to fly anyway. Uh, we're going to talk a little bit about the game tomorrow, but first of all, I think we're going to start off today by talking about this weekend's game against West Ham. We finally got a win again. That's been long overdue. Uh, and one of the things that kind of surprised a lot of us, the new way we set up the game, we set up the team. It was very compact, it was very narrow, and it was very well, at least I didn't feel we have any right or left wings. I mean, we had Gomez and Kirkus running up and down, and that was about it. Do you think, I'll start with you, Dick. Do you think that's the new approach? Is it a means to an end due to what we have available? Or uh, is this the way forward for us, do you think, the way we set up now? Because we were more compact in the middle. We didn't get overrun. We didn't leave our defense vulnerable like we usually do. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, first of all, good evening, gents. Good evening. Big game tomorrow. Obviously, it's another chance to get 3 points in the league. To answer your question, I mean, what we have been doing hasn't worked. So I think when we play a different system, and we win 2-0 quite convincingly. I know it's only West Ham, but it's still 3 points and a clean sheet away from home. You've only got to look at it in a positive view, and you've got to think, well, actually, this could be the new way going forward. Just because, like of what I've just said, previous systems all season haven't really worked, and it was just nice to see something a little bit different, and also, like you said, a bit more solidity. Um, and not leaving defenders in the back line so open. So yeah, I'm happy to see it, and I hope we play the exact same 11 tomorrow against Sunderland. Obviously, touch and go Florian Wirtz. I know he's not 100%, but if he done a good enough job against West Ham, personally my man of the match, then come into tomorrow's game and just let him start and let him do his thing, and that might mean again 2 games in a row dropping Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later on. But
Mhm.
Hussein, what are your thoughts about what the new formation or tactics or style of play we had? Do you think it is the way forward, or do you think it maybe kind of just worked because we kind of played an opponent that doesn't really want the ball that much?
I mean, I think I spoke about it about 2 streams earlier or something. I think we should play this formation because we have, in my opinion, Ekitike, which is one of the best strikers I've seen in a while, play for our club.
Mm.
And then again, we have Isak, of course, which hopefully will get into form now. So I think we have to utilize both. And we also have great legs in the midfield with Soboslai and Wirtz running a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't expect that from Wirtz, to be honest, from watching him in the Bundesliga, but he runs like a lot, which is very good for our midfield. So
And he's all
you could
over the
also
place
see,
as well.
yeah, exactly. You could also see like Soboslai almost had the entire right side
Mhm.
of the pitch,
Mhm.
which is really good because he's a player that wants to run. So let him run in that sense. I think the press were much better with this 11. I think because it's Salah in the press is not really a person that like strikes fear into the defenders in the same sense that maybe a Soboslai or a Wirtz or Isak or Ekitike does. I think Isak looked a bit off in a sense, but that's normal. He hasn't really played anything. So, but I definitely think this is the way forward. You could also see the link up play in the midfield was a lot different than the earlier games because we have one more body in the midfield. So Wirtz just hitting them 1-2s with Szoboszlai and McAllister and open up the entire pitch more or less. So I think this is the formation moving forward, in my opinion.
Yeah, you've got some backing from somebody LFC here in the chat about just that, Hussein. So good on you there. Hassan, what about you? You also agree with Hussein and they think this is the way forward?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think the biggest positive was Gomez playing at the right back. We were crying for proper defender playing there, not midfielders who are just trying to emulate what we want to do. But surprisingly, Gomez was really good going forward as well. Yesterday, he was involved in both the goals. His long throws are an asset to us, and he got the assist for the second goal as well. So I think that is. I think we were all crying for going back to the basics, and that's what was done. And I loved how Soboslai and Birds were running around and chasing everything. So we needed that. We needed a team uh, that can not give so much space to the midfields of the other teams. So I think those things were the positives. Hopefully, this can carry on. And I think with Gomez injuries, and I think we should make best use of him, play him until eventually we all know he will get injured. So until he's fit, we should use him, and then hopefully Bradley and Frimpong will be fit again, and we can rotate amongst them according to our games.
But I agree with you when it comes to Gomez. I think he did an outstanding job. He's been out for a long time. He comes into a team that's not done very well in the few last games. His long throws is a good asset. I agree, but when it comes to the crosses into the box, well, he's not all that good in my opinion. But if he'll give it ball to Dominic instead, so he can make the cross. But we did play very well in defense. We had almost no counter. We had no real pressure like we have been used to seeing in the last 10 games or so. I mean, we've mentioned Wirtz, we mentioned Gomez, and I also think Konate did a very, very good job. Maybe it's easier for him as well when he's kind of getting a little bit more help than than the team did now. He didn't get caught out alone as much as he has been in previous games. But back to you, Dek. Do you think this performance is kind of, or this result is kind of blinding us to the fact that we did play a poorer team. We did play a non-possession team that didn't put us under pressure or challenged us that much. I'm not saying they are a poor team. I mean, this manager terrorized us all last year. So I know he can do that, but it is not the biggest challenge we can face, is it?
No, it's a very good question. It's a good point. But in the same breath, I like to sort of look back at the way we played against Real Madrid. Two different ends of the spectrum. West Ham, Real Madrid, of course. Everyone knows that. No disrespect to West Ham United, but people who are saying, in my opinion, that we've been blinded by this and it's just a fluke, it's only West Ham. All I've seen is, well, it's only West Ham, don't get carried away. And do you know what? Fair enough, it is West Ham. But we know we can do it. There's been glimpses of that throughout the season so far, as poor as we have been. You have to look at that Real Madrid game. We absolutely were by far the better team. And then on the weekend that follows, Manchester City made us look absolutely abysmal. So is it a case of that the same thing happens? We look great against West Ham and then we play Sunderland at Anfield and we're awful? I don't think so. I think I think you'd have to take into consideration it is a lower team. It's a no disrespect, like I said, to West Ham in any way, but it's not a Real Madrid, it's not a Manchester City. It is West Ham, and we
But
might be quite we might be foolish though to think that we're gonna just stroll into this game tomorrow and win because
but
our form has been all over the place.
but you mentioned the Madrid game.
Yeah.
That was a classic 4-3-3, and we demolished them.
No, I know.
So-
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
Is it the formation? Is it the players, or is it
At the
just
moment, mate,
game of the day? Is it
it's on the day. In my opinion, at the moment, mate, I don't know. I don't think it's like you said. That's a 4-3-3. We demolished Real Madrid. We played a different formation against West Ham. Was it a 4-3-1-2 or 4-2-3-1, something like that? So I think it's literally at the moment for Liverpool Football Club and Arnie Slot. For me, it's strip it back to fundamentals if you can, and try and go out there and get the 3 points, because we played a lot of football last season and we were deemed very boring. Well, if you want to be boring, I don't mind, as long as we're getting them 3 points.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll take the points any day.
Yeah.
Hussein, you want us to continue this formation, or this setup at least. Do you think that one thing is going back to basic, one thing is trying? Do you think this setup now came because of the players available, or do you feel that you had to do the change because some players needed to be off the team, like Salah or something? Or what do you? I mean, are we putting too much into this one way or another? That is, or it's only West Ham, or do we? Is it just a building block for our confidence?
I think it's a bit of both, in the sense of I think Salah had to be dropped, to be honest. Those performances back to back can't really fly, in a sense. But then again, I also think he kind of had to play this formation because we don't have any secondary right winger in that sense to replace Salah. So we have tried to put like Wirtz and Szoboszlai and different players there, but it just doesn't work in the same sense because they're not the same players.
We could try Chiesa.
Yeah, I guess we could try Chiesa, but then again, Chiesa is more of he doesn't really cut in and like curl it in the corners in that sense. He's a kind of different player in that sense. But then again, I think Arne Slot won't play Chiesa. I mean, I think we already came to that conclusion a long time ago. So, but then again, it's West Ham we played against, which is of course West Ham. But then again, we see the movement of the players are different in this formation. It's working better, and that doesn't matter who we're up against in that sense, because we could see the link-up plays and the defensive structure look a lot better. Then again, West Ham perfectly fits our defense, in my opinion, because the only outlet offensively is Bowen, and he plays on the right side, which is our left side, which is the stronger defensive side, which is why Gomez wasn't tested, in my opinion, that hard. So I think, of course, that plays a part into the good performance. I think this also made Kerkez play a lot better. This is one of the better games because he had the freedom to move forward and not
help.
Exactly. So I think if we get Frimpong into this formation also, he would be a menace on the right side, I think, for the opponents. He would be really good, especially Bradley also, because he's becoming a very good offensive player. So I think this formation it solidifies the team in the sense that we play to our strengths. Like we have Isak and Eketika, which are the best attacking outputs, in my opinion, in the club. So we have to play them both. But we also have to play Szoboszlai and Wirtz together, because Szoboszlai has been one of the best players and Wirtz is the most creative player. So I think we have to fit all these players in the formation. So I think it's the best moving forward in that sense. Then again, if Arne Slot is going to play the next game with the same formation, I'm not sure, to be honest. But I think to say it's only West Ham we need to calm down is a bit of just brushing the win away, because we still can see the movement and the pattern of play and the crosses, and it doesn't matter who we're up against. The players are moving in the same way. So I think the offensive side we can take a big positive from. Then the defensive side maybe was a bit skewed because it's West Ham in that sense. But I think it's still a big positive. Which we hopefully will evolve into another win against Sunderland.
I think I had pre-game before the last match as well, and what I said there is I want a defensive solid performance. I want us to get the confidence, and this was that kind of a performance. It was even though as I've said and you've said, it was only West Ham, but we still got the confidence because we held the clean sheet. We didn't let any chances come in, so the confidence boost is there either way. So I think that's a very good thing for the team, and that for me it was more important for us to have a clean sheet than get 2 or 3 goals. I mean, I would rather have 1-0 than 2-1, to be honest. Hassan, what do you think about what Declan Hussein said? Do you think this will continue? Do you think do you think Slot got some answers out of this when it comes to formation, build up, players, etc. Of those that are available, of course.
Yeah, I think why fix something which is not broken? We should try it because we have tried to work out so many things, but they were not seem to be working. But this seems to work. But it will be a really big test against Sunderland because they with West Ham, although they were at home, but they are not workhorses like Sunderland. Sunderland players are really intense, and so we will need the running of Soboslai and Wirtz and defensive solid unit because if we are a bit casual against Sunderland, they will punish us because they have really good quality in finishing as well. So I think we should stick to a thing which has worked, not experiment now until we have some points and we have the confidence back. Then we can integrate more things. But till then, we should stick to what has worked.
Next question, even though I've just been there, I'm going to Hussein because we're talking about the Swedish striker, the big man himself. Isak finally scored his first Liverpool goal in the Premier League, and he had a great chance earlier with a bicycle kick. Amazing save by the goalkeeper, in my opinion. But I've kind of looked back at the goal he scored, and I mean the way he finishes that goal, the way he just calmly does the technical right thing, shoots it where he knows where he wants it. He does it perfectly technically. I mean, we have had a lot of strikers who's kind of blown that over the bar and kind of out to the streets. As a Swede, Hussein, how was it to see that? I mean, one thing is that we got the 1-0 up, but it's Isak.
I mean, the thing with Isak is even if we could see he's not really there match fit and sharp, his like killer mentality is still there because he always finds himself in the right spots to be able to score goals, even if it's not the greatest game, which is the definition of what a striker should do. He could have, I think he had like 16 touches or something close to that, but 2 of them could have been goals. So I don't really care how many times he touches the ball in that sense. So I think, I mean, we have been really earning for a player like this. So I mean, finally he scored in the Premier League also, which hopefully open up the goals to come, so to say. But I think if you really look at the goal he scored, it isn't as easy as you may think because he kind of curls it outside the goal and put it right next to the post, which is a really good finish. So it may look like a average goal, but it's actually a very highly technical goal. And I think also the bicycle kick was, I mean, it was pure unlucky in that sense. He couldn't really done much more in that opportunity. So I think he could have walked away this game with 2 goals and not played that well for Isak game, which is kind of crazy to say because he is a striker that we really need to like step up and score goals, because Ekitike's goals have kind of dried out in that sense, and Salah's not scoring goals, so we kind of need the player. I mean, Gakpo is scoring goals, but it feels like his goals are also like not goals he's creating in a sense. He just, the second goal was kind of a free goal in a sense. So I think we need the player that can like finish games for us. We really need that player, and I believe Isak will be that player. So I'm really excited to see him score goals again. I've been waiting, wanting him to play for Sweden for so long, but he's been injured and it's been a mess for Sweden as well. So I'm really happy to see him back scoring goals. And I also heard his interview after the game that this was a confidence booster for him, which is really good. And hopefully it's many more goals to come.
Yeah, and that up to you, Dick, because I agree with you saying the goal he scores is difficult. It is technically difficult, but he does everything right, and we have kind of had that kind with Salah as well. I mean, he can be invisible for 88 minutes, gets the ball and bang, it's in the corner. City has the same in Holland. I mean, the game against game against us at Emirates, he destroyed us at first half. Second half, he didn't get the ball, didn't do shit.
Yeah,
exactly. So, and we've had Nunes, we've had a lot of other strikers over the years, and to have a striker that's so efficient when they first get the chance, that is very important. If you have one that kind of always scores 1 goal each game.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the goal? I mean, he doesn't move like Ekitike. He doesn't create. He doesn't, press like the others. But when he gets the ball in the box, you see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's Alexander Isak, isn't he, at the end of the day? As Hussein said there, he's been out for a little while, and we all know how clinical he can be, and I think that's proven just by how long this sort of battle went on for in the summer with Newcastle and Eddie Howe and FSG and Liverpool, and it was like a big secret, but everyone sort of knew that he wanted to come to the club and things like that, and not just that, but the price tag as well, and I think that's Alexander Isak, and I think that's what we will be fortunate enough to see and experience with his time at Liverpool. And just what you mentioned there as well, we've had strikers in the past, of course, some world class forwards. But the difference with Alexander Isak is he is a proven number 9 in the Premier League. People like a Darwin Núñez, for example, they're coming from a different league, and you sort of sign them on a whim. I understand why we do it, because they're great footballers and they're professional athletes, and that's what their job is at the end of the day. But with Alexander Isak, something feels a little bit different for me, and that goal against West Ham, like you said, he's just clinical. He's just so clinical. He nearly scored that sort of bicycle kick a few few minutes in the game earlier on, and when that goal goes in for Isak, it's almost just like natural for him, and the celebration and the way he spoke after the game and the confidence boost that it will give him. And yeah, I think this is only the beginning, and I think just to sort of round up this section, when we were talking about the formation and stuff, I think Florian Wirtz being there in that pocket of space, putting them balls into Alexander Isak. It's as much as we love a Hugo Ekitike, let's not get it wrong. Like I actually favour Ekitike starting over Isak in some games, but if Alexander Isak can be the Alexander Isak that we know he can be in the Premier League as well, he's proven he's plug and play. He is plug and play. He's proven he can do it, and if he just gets that confidence, and you have people like I said, Florian Wirtz putting them balls into him, it's gonna be great for Liverpool, and it's just a matter of time, and hopefully Arnie Slot will keep the same sort of system now, and we go on and we win tomorrow.
And I think also the goal when he scored a goal, I think that was also a signal to a lot of the other players that, oh yeah, he's there. If they,
Yeah.
If we give him the ball, he will score or he will
Mhm.
create something. So it's kind of a wake up call for the other ones as well. Hassan, what are your thoughts about the goal he scored? I mean, it is technical, it's not easy, but he knows what he's doing. So he hasn't lost the touch. He hasn't lost the killer instinct. So do you think this is a good time now, just before the Christmas program?
Yeah, exactly. I think every striker whose basic job is to score goals, and I think the biggest confidence booster is to score a goal. I think it was an instinctive finish, and we lacked this before, that a striker who gets the ball and he knows what to do, and he knew that Capco will play the pass to him, and he will finish it off at the near post, and it was an the ball was also really not easy to it was uh, it was bouncing, and he finished it really coolly, and I think it will be a huge confidence booster for him, because if the striker is not scoring goals, the negativity comes in his mind that maybe something is wrong, and but if he scores on his first touch, it's a really big plus. I think Weird's chance was really good as well. I think uh, he did everything right, but he tried to be he it was a bit slow. I think if he played it with a bit of pace, it would have scored. But I think Weird's first priority is not scoring and get the goals. It is to make the team tick, and I think with him getting the man of the match, I think it's also a really great thing. So I think with Ekatike, who started off in on fire, but with goals drying up, it's not just it. It plays down as to for him as well, that he's not guaranteed starter. So I think yeah, his confidence is a bit down as well. But I think with Isak scoring, well, now Ekatike will have his chances, and he will hopefully get the goals. So I think it's always positive for a team that there are two strikers who are ready to go and to claim the spot. So I think hopefully there are no guaranteed. If Salah can be dropped, anybody can be dropped. So everybody has to look over their shoulder and has to perform really well so they can keep up their places.
And that leaves us over to our next kind of moving along topic, and that's going to be Slot's press conference in light of the match tomorrow. And one of the thoughts I kind of had is he dropped Salah, and I think it would. I don't know what formation he's going to play or anything like that, but I think dropping of Salah is a two-parter. I think it's one is because of AFCON. It's kind of preparation for AFCON, and I also think that it's easier to drop him if we don't play with the right wing. It's easier to sell to Salah. Well, we're trying this formation and we don't have a right wing. Sorry. Instead of you're rubbish here on the bench and in with Kies or whoever. So I kind of feel it's a little bit of both of those two, because as I said, you can blame the substitution on the tactical advantage, and because we found out during the press conference that Salah is leaving on the 15th, so he's scheduled to play the last game 13th against Brighton, is it? I think it is. So it's a good preparation for when he's gone anyway. And that is also one of the things Slot said in his press conference, and that is the rotation of the two next games, at least the two next games, because Wirtz is back from an injury, Gomez is back from an injury, and Isak, he's not back from an injury, but it's 3 games in a week. There are some concerns he has to address so they don't go out injured again. But I kind of felt like he wanted most of them to be able. He said they will be involved all 3 games if they're not injured, whatever that means. Do you think, Dick, what do you think about the dropping of Salah? Do you think that was like I kind of feel, or do you think it was just because he's been rubbish, or what are your thoughts about that?
Look, I said post-match. I got slandered for this in comment sections, but because he's a legend. But I said post-match on Sunday that he's been the problem. And I love Mo Salah. I really do love him. And I don't think he's been a problem in the sense that, well, he's awful, get rid of him. Because it's Mo Salah. He's gonna play. But I feel that yes, it's a case of Arne Slot almost saying to him, well, look, this formation, there isn't a designated right winger. But I also think it doesn't half, for me, prove to the lads that we can do this. We can go away from home. We can keep a clean sheet. We can win games without Mo Salah. If doesn't never mind us as the fans. Never mind the people watching at home. The people on social media. It proves to that dressing room that they can go on and they can do this without one of the most senior players of the football club, a modern day legend that we have witnessed single-handedly, almost nearly won us the Premier League last season. So because he had one of the best seasons we've ever seen in the Premier League, if not the best. So when I said I think Mo Salah's been the problem, I don't think that it's a case of, like I said, I don't want him to ever play for the football club again. He's awful. But it's a case of, well, try a different formation. It just somehow happens to have worked. And there's no designated right wing spot. And if anything, it just proves to the lads that they can go out there and they can do that without Mo Salah being at the football club when he's at AFCON. So I think if it's me and I'm Arne Slot, to drop him for tomorrow's game, I don't know. I've seen people say, well, 2 games on the run, you drop Mo Salah. It's never really been done before. That would be a massive statement from the manager. But if something works, if it's not broken, don't try and fix it. And that formation worked on Sunday. Go out and do the same again tomorrow night. And if that means Mo Salah's dropped, then Mo Salah's dropped. But they have to get used to Mo Salah. Mo Salah, in my opinion, is gone in the summer. We'll sell him. You get a few million for him. He signed a 2-year deal. Don't let him go on a free and a year later. He's not always going to be there. The same with Virgil van Dijk. People like Ibrahim Konate need to step up because these senior players that are legends of the football club, Van Dijk, Salah, they're not always going to be there. Mo Salah goes to AFCON. The lads need to understand that they can go out and they can win games without the likes of a Mo Salah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Zain? Do you think I want Slot to do what's best. I don't want him to just play Salah because it's Salah. I don't care whoever it is. I want whatever works. Do you think it was? It's easier. Like Dick pointed out, if you bench him again, it's easier because you can say it's the tactical disposition. You survive a little bit longer than that instead of playing a 4-3-3 and putting Chiesa in, and suddenly he scores a hat-trick every game. That's kind of a more poke in the side of Salah. Do you think he will? Do you think he is preparing the team for the time after Salah goes to AFCON, or was it just he wanted to try something new, or continue in that sense?
I mean, to be honest, I think it's purely just to save the situation. He says that because I mean, if he's preparing for AFCON, then he speaks in a sense of we need Salah to be able to perform, but he haven't been performing. So I don't really agree with the statement that we are trying new things for AFCON, because
We were trying a new formation without a right wing, and he's a right wing.
yeah, in that sense I understand what you're trying to say, but then again, I think with the performances we've had with the formation, why should we then try to go back to it? We came back to the same sentence: if it's not broke, don't fix it. So in my opinion, we should just try to keep this formation as long as possible and see what happens, because like we also have these amazing attacking players that are gonna become our next Salahs. So why are we then benching Salah to not play these players? Because I think, as much as I disliked Gakpo's game last game, I think he kind of has to play after the second half performance. I think Isak kind of has to play, and then again, Ekitike and Wirtz kind of also has to play because they've been performing. So I think it's also sending a bit of a weird message if we start Salah to the other players, because there are a lot of players in the dressing room that have been performing better than him. Why is he starting? I also think Klopp had big problems with these kind of things. Oh,
Klopp?
yeah, Klopp before. He
Okay.
always had these kind of problems starting, like being too in love with players and keeping them in the club for a bit too long, maybe. And I think us as a football club kind of need to move on from that. I mean, in the sense of Robertson has been really good. I think he should, of course, stay. But then again, almost all the other players have been changed in time. But I think Salah's been the only one that kind of stayed. And Van Dijk, of course. But I think, I mean, if he's not performing in the sense of the name doesn't matter, in that sense, if he's not performing, he's not performing. Then again, I'm the biggest Salah fan in that sense because I have 3 of his shirts and everything. But I mean, there's no player that's bigger than the club. If he's not performing and he want to throw his temper tantrum on Twitter, removing all his Twitter Liverpool posts and everything, I mean, if it has to be done, it has to be done. So I think we should keep this, and if he want to use the excuse of we're preparing for AFCON, use it. I don't mind it in that sense, but just don't revert back to the ways that haven't worked, because if we then lose, reverting back, it would just look really bad for the club and really bad for Arne Slot.
I just a quick off topic there before I go to Hassan. I think the reason why Klopp was too much in love with his players was that it's because it was the first time in his career he didn't lose everybody after 1 year or 2 years. When he was in Mainz and when he was in Dortmund, he lost all the star players after 1 or maybe 2 years. Here he got the chance to keep him, and I think that was made him keep him too long, because that was new for him. He was used to building a team every second year. Now he got a chance to build 3 or 4 years, and that kind of blinded him. That's my opinion. I don't know if anyone agrees. If anyone agrees in the chat, please let us know. If you disagree, I'll maybe post it. But Hassan, do you think? I mean, even though Slot maybe doesn't say it, but do you think this is purely tactical, that is preparing or trying out things before he leaves for AFCON? Because if things didn't work out now in the last game, he could have gone to 4-3-3 and put Salah in. That may not be an option when he's gone to AFCON. Or do you think it was just because I think if Salah now is being benched a couple of times before he goes to AFCON, the links to Saudi is not going away, and it may be easier for him to take that option as well. So, what are your thoughts, Hassan? Do you think do you think he will continue to drop Salah and go with the same formation, or I agree with Hussein. I think it's stupid to go back to 4-3-3 just to play Salah, but I'm not the manager.
Yeah, I think it was just hindsight because there has to be there was something to be done, and because nothing was working, and Salah, who was not in form, dropping him and trying something new paid dividend. So I think now he can say to everybody that there was this was some contingency which we were planning for Salah, who will be not here for a month or so. I think with the whole team, it was not like Salah was the only problem we had. We had so many problems.
No one is
Every
saying that, by the way.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. So I think, but him being the biggest star and so much expectation from him, he was not delivering. And I think the thing which played the most was not having a continued right back with him who he can have the understanding. We know for half a decade he had Trent playing him, who was not defensively so good, but with Trent playing, Salah can express himself so freely because he knew that Trent know where he would be and where he will play. So I don't. I think Salah never likes a defender who overlaps him, who comes to into his places. I think he needs a his best play games in this season are with Bradley. I think with Bradley he has some sort of understanding, so he knows he comes inside and he don't go overlapping for him. So I think with so many problems at our right back also played a part. And with Gomez, he's also a temporary solution. He's not a solution which will be till the end of the season. So I think with AFCON coming in, we had to place try out some contingencies, and this contingency seems to be working. So I think Salah needs to regain. I hope hopefully he can go to his national team and have a really good tournament, so he can come back, recharge, and play. I think 2 year deal was already agreed upon, so he can move this summer, so we can get some cash for him. Because if it was only a 1 year deal, we would have uh, go get nothing
it
for
would have
him.
been
Yeah,
a mess again.
so I think it was the plan, and hopefully he gets a really good some winter tournament, and he comes back and finishes off really well. Hopefully we can win the Champions League with him, and he can sign off as a legend he already is.
You talk about something good there, Hassan, because one of the things that's infuriated me a lot is that the lack of overlap on the right side, because it didn't happen. It didn't really bother Salah last year. It could be one or three guys on him, and he would find a way to curl it in the corner anyway. But he has not gotten the help from the right back the way Gakpo or whoever has been on the left back have been gotten from Robertson or Kirkes. The overlap there on the right side is non-existent, and that I think is a tactical disposition. Maybe from Slot, it was from Klopp because Trent was more Pirlo in the middle. Then so I think that's a stupid way of doing it. But that's another discussion. It's kind of looking better when it comes to injuries as well. Bradley is possibly available for the Leeds game. And Slot said that Frimpong is maybe able to train with the team next week. So, and Frimpong is a potential replacement on the right wing if we do that thing again. But it's starting to look better now when it comes to injuries. We're starting to give Slot a few options, a few players to rotate the squad, to keep people healthy, to get them match fit at the same time, and that has to be a good thing, I think. And if Bradley now is available as an option when it comes to the Leeds game, What do you think, Deck? Do you think he will prioritize to try and play as much as the same team as he did this weekend tomorrow, or do you think he will see the Leeds game as a more difficult one and try to, have a best possible team for that game?
Yeah, I think he plays the same team tomorrow. To be honest with you, I think there's no reason why not to. Obviously, like I said beforehand, it's a case of, well, you drop Mohamed Salah. Unfortunately, it's just a case of saying to Mo Salah, well, look, we're just trying this formation. At the end of the day, the football club need to win football matches, and that badge is bigger than anyone at the club, unfortunately, and that's the most important thing. And it's getting the 3 points at the end of the day. So for me, it's a case of you play the exact same formation. It's great to hear that we have a likes of a Frimpong and a Conor Bradley hopefully coming back. But we've just got Joe Gomez back. Let Joe Gomez play. He done exceptionally well for me against West Ham United, considering that he just come in after having an injection in his knee 10 days prior. He played the full 90 minutes. He didn't do anything.
I think that's too much for him, at least to play through. I mean, that's what I'm kind of talking about. I think Slot has to rotate a lot of players so they don't get injured again, because they're
yeah.
I'm not saying I want him to,
but who would play right back then?
Jones.
No, you see,
the point is, who else is on the right back now?
Calvin Ramsey.
Ramsey, yeah.
Calvin Ramsey. I think. I mean, Calvin Ramsey, when he last played, can't remember what game it was now. What game was it that he come in out of the cold and he hadn't played for about a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. Can't remember the game now, but Calvin Ramsey.
Carabao Cup.
Which sorry, Hassan.
It was against Southampton, I think.
Southampton maybe. So yeah. So I mean, yeah. Calvin Ramsey could play right back. You're absolutely correct in what you're saying. The worst thing that we need now is Joe Gomez going down again because he's been overplayed. So maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just thinking. Well, no, look, I want the 3 points, and we play the exact same team, because in my head, that's how we're going to get the 3 points. But the fitness team, Arnie Slot, the people who look at the stats and the data, they know more than anyone whether Joe Gomez is fit enough to play again tomorrow. He might not play a full 90 minutes. It might be a case of you start Joe Gomez and then you bring on a Calvin Ramsey. But if I wouldn't rest him, I wouldn't rest anyone just because we've got Leeds coming up. I think every game now is vital. After the start we've had to the season, if you can play and you're fit, you play, regardless of whether we've got prime Real Madrid the day after. It doesn't matter, because Liverpool can't afford, in my opinion, now to drop any more points in the Premier League.
It was Palace, Benjamin says.
Palace. There you go. Yeah.
I remember when Benjamin told us. Yeah. So yeah, but Hussein, do you think he will? I think he will, as much as he can, play the same team if he goes with the same formation. But he has to have in back of his mind the wear and tear of the players who's just been back, because Wirtz played more than he should. He shouldn't have played the whole. He played longer. The medical team said you have to pull him now, and Isak played 10 minutes more than he should, and he got a cramp. So, I mean, playing once a week, we all would have the same team, but it's 3 games in 7 days. He has to take some precautions.
I mean, I think Ekitike could possibly start, and maybe Isak will come on later, or Isak will come off very early for Ekitike or something similar. I'm not really sure what the Ekitike's situation is. I think he's fit now. I'm not 100% sure though. But then again, I think it's kind of the same case with Gomez. I think he will play like 50-60 minutes, then he kind of has to come off, because I mean, for a player that hasn't played for that long to play 2 full games back to back is a lot on the body. So I think
Bring
I think we
Calvin
need,
Ramsey on. Hussein, sorry.
what do you
Bring
think?
Calvin Ramsey on for Gomez then.
I mean, I guess it depends on the situation, how the game looks. I mean, if we're 2-0 up by 60 minutes, of course, bring him on. I don't see any problem with that.
Mhm.
But then again, if it's a close game, 0-0 or something similar, I think maybe we should, I don't know, change something, maybe move back Soboslai or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I mean, if we're up by about 60 minutes, I think I have no problem with him changing Calvin Ramsey or something similar. But I think these players are so vital for our club at the moment. So we have to kind of be a bit on the safe side, but they also have to play because we cannot lose any more points. I mean, if we lose this after the good game against West Ham, if we lose, then we're back to square one in a
Yeah.
sense, which is
Yeah.
And we lost at home as well.
which is horrible, and we can't do that. So I think, like, in our minds, this is a Champions League final. I don't care if it's Leeds, I don't care if
It
it's
is.
West Ham. It's
It
a Champions
is.
League final every game until we actually back in the top of the table, which I don't think will be. But we have to have that mindset this season.
But you also think Sweden's going to make it to the World Cup. So, you know, what do you know?
With Isak back, we'll make it. Trust.
Okay. Hassan, final word on this topic. I think my Deccan Hussein has kind of convinced me. I think he's going to try and have the best team tomorrow and hopefully see what's leftovers when it comes to the Leeds game. What are your thoughts? Do you think he will? You know, there are concerns. There are health issues he has to address. And as I said, players played longer than they should. And, you know, it's not easy being slot now. You have to pick a team, and you have tired players who haven't are not match fit or just back from injury. It's not easy.
Yeah, I think Slot has to be clear with the players and tell them that this is the game plan. If Gomez is starting, tell him that you have 60 minutes and then Ramsey will come on because we have to integrate him as well. Because I think we all agree that playing midfielders, they are with Jones playing there, there's nothing in the team. With Soboslai, we actually become worse because he provides so much better in the midfield. So I think with we if we have the option of Ramsey, I think Slot himself has to trust these guys, and I think he has shown he with, but the thing which worries me that always shown that he can play. He is able to do the work and he's up for it, but he's not trusted. Some feelings I get with Ramsey as well because he is not given a single minute after that performance. But hopefully he can. A Slot can be a bit flexible. The thing I hate about Amorim, United manager, is that he is not flexible at all. He's always saying that I will not change. But in this league, if managers like Pep, who can change according to the situation, everybody should be flexible because there are so many games, so many competitions to be played. So I think every player who is available has to be given chances and put up to the speed.
And you have to put up the team based on what you have available and play to their strengths. And that's what Pep has done. That's what Klopp has done, and that is kind of what it looks like Slot is finally doing. Well, lads, it's prediction time. We are going to predict scoreline and, of course, starting 11. I'll go first this time. I will go first when it comes to the team. I think in the back four, I want Robertson instead of Kirkis. Even though Kirkis did well, I want Robertson. the same as else. When it comes to the midfield, I would like Dominic, Wirtz, Maka, and Gravenberg. When it comes to forwards, if we set up like we did the last game, I think it's going to be Gakpo and Ekitike, just so he can rotate and rest Isak because he got a cramp. That is my predicted starting 11. And I'm going to start with Hassan for the first time today. What is your starting 11 and what is your score prediction?
Score prediction is a bit difficult, but I think with starting 11, I agree with you. Apart from left back, I think Karkash should start because he's getting up to speed and gaining confidence. I think hopefully he can play because he's a youngster. He's young. He can play 2 games, and I think against Leeds we will need cool shoulder and an experienced player. So I think Robo can play there, and I agree with. I think with Issa getting a cramp, not looking the sharpest, but he has the confidence, so he can come later on, and Ekitike should start for me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Hassan. I changed my starting lineup. Kirkus will play. Hussein, you have now 2 people saying that the big man, Isak himself, needs to start on the bench. What are you... sorry, Hassan, I did not get a score prediction out of you, and you're not letting off the hook. I do, but you're not.
Hopefully, it's a win, but I think it will be 2-1.
Okay, you think it will be 2-1. Okay. No clean sheet there, you negative boy. Okay. Hussein, what are your thoughts? Score prediction first, so I don't forget it.
Prediction, I think, is going to be 3-1.
3-1?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is going to score those goals?
We have Isak back.
He's on the bench.
Well, I think actually he will start Isak,
Okay.
and I think we will bring on Ekitike. I think we saw that that's the main thought Arne has in the beginning of the season against, for example, Atletico and those similar games. I think he would rather start with Isak and then put it on Ekitike because Ekitike kind of is a burst of energy, so it's really good to have him late in games in that sense. And I think Isak is more slow and clinical.
Just to say, in case of the stat man is listening, I have used just that argument that Isak should start games and Hugo could come in with his energy, and I was kind of shut down. But now we're 2, so we can gang up on him in the chat later on. Sorry,
I
continue.
Because also if we're up, I think Ekitike's energy and pressing is a lot better than Isak's in that sense. So I think he's also a big outlet there, but also his hold-up play is amazing with his link-up. I think it's better than Isak's in that sense. So I believe Isak will play about 45, 60 minutes or something, and then Ekitike will come on. So then it's the similar to your guys. I also think Kirkus has to start, but because I think, I mean, if we're moving on with this formation, I think he is the definition of a left back for this formation. He loves just having open channel and bursting down. So I think we also saw that in the second half. He really enjoyed playing there, and we adapted a bit more to it. So yeah, Gakpo, Isak at the top, then Gravenberch, McAllister, Wirtz, and Szoboszlai in the middle, with Kerkez, Van Dijk, Konate, and Gomez, with Alisson in goal, of course.
Yeah. All right, Dick. Score prediction first, so we don't forget. And do you agree with all the other know-it-alls here, or do you have any twists and turns for us here as well?
Right, so whatever I say now has to stand because I haven't done my pre-match prediction video yet. I'll be doing that later on. So whatever I say now, I've got to stick with it. So let's say, look, I'll go 2-1 again. to the Reds. I don't want to keep saying 2-1 because, like I've said in my videos, I don't want to keep saying that we're going to concede, but unfortunately, I just think we will. So I think Hassan said 2-1, so I agree with Hassan there.
Just to put, you all three have now spent 59 minutes and 57 seconds saying this is the way and this is the formation and this is the setup, and you still think, all three of you still think we're going to concede.
I just
How is that possible?
We have Ibrahim Kanate at centre half, mate.
Exactly.
Kanate's been in my bad book since the Forest game.
Yeah, but he's not alone in there anymore. I mean, he has
He was
whole
all right
army.
against West Ham. He was all right against West Ham, but for me,
Well, now it's just West Ham. Okay,
maybe now he knows. Maybe now he knows that Real Madrid don't want him anymore. He'll lock in because his head's been in Madrid for weeks. But anyway, the Kanate situation's another story. But I just do think we're gonna concede 2-1 to the Reds. It'd be nice to see Alexander Isak. It'd be nice to see Florian Wirtz. It'd be nice to see Soboslai. Joe Gomez, will he get a goal? Who knows? But I just think we will concede, unfortunately. Starting 11. Man, obviously Alisson in goal. Joe Gomez starts for me at right back. I don't care whether you're not 100%, mate. You're probably our best and most fit right back that we have at the club at the moment. So you're starting. Bring on a Calvin Ramsey, bring on a Kurt Jones, drop a Szoboszlai back into that right back space if we need to.
No Dominic Szoboszlai on right back.
I know. I'm just saying, like 60, 70 minutes in, if we, if we have to bring Gomez off, play them there. Jones, Szoboszlai, or Calvin Ramsey. So Gomez starts for me. Kanate and Van Dijk. Kanate plays by default because we haven't got another centre half. If it was me, I'd play Nat Phillips alongside Van Dijk.
But do you think he can play Gomez as centre back and Jones as right back?
That's an argument. Do you know what? Do you know what? You've swayed me. Just because Kanate has pissed me off that much since he come off that against Forest when he was laughing that we were 3-0 down. And now Real Madrid don't want him. He thinks he can turn up and have a good game against West Ham. Just for that, Jones at right back, Gomez, Van Dijk, Milos Kerkez, Alisson Becker in goal. In the midfield, it's Gravenberch, it's Florian Wirtz, and it's Dominic Szoboszlai. And do we play McAllister? Yeah, if we're going for that formation that we're talking about moving forward, we're stepping away from a 4-3-3. So you play them with Szoboszlai, Gravo, McAllister, and up front for me. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news for saying, but I don't think Isak starts. I think it's gonna be Hugo Ekitike, and we bring Isak on with half an hour to go, just to ease him back into it slightly, ever so slightly. So there you go. But I do think we're going to concede. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think we are looking forward to the game tomorrow anyway. I mean, I did the pre-game in the weekend, and nobody on my stream then said we have any belief in anything against West Ham, because
there you go.
Yeah, we've been shit for months. So
listen, lads, I'm going to the game tomorrow. It kicks off at 8:15 tomorrow night. I'm in work Thursday morning. I'm not going to get home till about 11:30, so it's going to be a late one. It's going to be raining. It's going to be cold, but I just hope we win the game.
Are you allowed to be up so late?
Mate, do you know what? Right, I don't know if I am. if I get seen having a pint on a school night, I might be in trouble by my boss in work. But
did you guys hear that? If you see me having a pint, like an Englishman, if the word if. That's the stupidest things I've ever heard. If I have a pint, okay. Well, hell freezes over.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you all, guys, for
cheers, lad.
playing along. I want to thank all our viewers who's been watching and being active on the chat. Thank you for participating. Thank you to Hassan, Hussein, and Dek. And